Hey, what's up and welcome to another tutorial. I created today a effect called Screen Space Mesh Blending. In this video I show a bit how it works. Now what do we need for this? First we need a compositor effect, and that will use a compute shader. And then we also need a script for this compositor effect to tell when it should run. I won't go into detail about this because that would make the video too complex. Then we also need a ID pass, so we know which objects use the effect and which don't. To create this ID pass, I use a subviewport. So in my camera scene, I added a subviewport container. Make sure to enable stretch and change the anchors preset to full rectangle. Also make self-modulate transparent. In the subviewport, set the update mode to always. Enable transparent background. Use HDR2D and disable input. We also need to set a kill mask. Do the same for the subviewport camera. We also need to add an empty compositor effect. Make sure all settings are the same as the main camera. With a remote transform node, we can copy the main camera's movement. We also need a script for the subviewport, so we can tell the compositor where it is. I'm using a singleton for this. Now our ID pass will look something like this. Meshes that use the effect have a value between 0.1 and 1. In the compute shader, we now first do an edge detect. So we look if two pixels have a different ID. With the search distance, we can set the derivative of the effect. And with the fall off, we can control the depth of the effect. The next step is to find the distance to the closest seam. This works with an algorithm that loops a few times. Each iteration, the search distance gets a bit smaller to be more precise. When we have found the pixel that is the closest, we can use that to calculate how much each pixel should blend. So on the outside there's almost no blending, while at the center it's at full strength. We can also use it to calculate the direction to the seam. This we can use for the next step, and that will be the blur direction. Here we have a scene with some basic meshes, like rocks and other stuff. These now all blend very nicely, and I can play a bit with the settings. I can also move a mesh and it will still work. Here I added some small rocks. These are all the same, and at the moment these don't use the effect. So to enable it, we need to duplicate the mesh. We only do this for the highest level of detail because the other one will be too far away to see the effect. We then need to attach a script that will generate a value based on the position and rotation. So we also need to add a shader that uses that value. We also disable shadow and global illumination and move it to the same layer as the subviewport. When we now run the game again, these meshes will now also blend. So this is how it works. I really like how the effect turned out, and it also helps a lot when building levels, as I don't need to worry about seams or harsh transitions. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you do, please leave a like and also consider subscribing.